Hey everybody, I am going to make this video about how to install the New Horizon optic system on the Diamondback Sidekick. I do include instructions in all the kits, but this one can be a little bit tricky. So I have gotten some requests to see the cylinder swing out and to assemble it. I should have done this from the get-go. I've just been really busy trying to advertise and sell some of these things, so I apologize, but it is out now. So first you want to make sure that your cylinder's clear, and then at some point you might want to have this popped out. It'll be easier for assembly. Just some warnings in advance. This screw is easy to strip out. I haven't, but you don't want to force anything. So when it comes to reassembling and putting that screw back in, it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So what we want to do is start by taking this out. And you also want to make sure there's a little plunger in there. If you decide to disassemble this farther than I am, just make sure that plunger is I'll take this out real quick just to show you, is on the right side. Ooh, don't lose that. We do have there's a larger opening on one side than the other, and that is so the screw can sit flush in there. And then also the hole is offset, so just remember that, keep that in mind, so you don't accidentally strip out this hole, because if that strips out, it's not going to be good. Put my spring back in there. So what you want to do is take the New Horizon clamp and then orientate it appropriately. Make sure, obviously, you're going to want it in your ejector rod housing. Well, technically it's not ejector rod housing, but the cylinder swing out housing on the correct side. You're going to go ahead and just slide that in, and then what you want to do is you want to take your rod, your op rod, and slide that in. Oops, it has to be slid at the same time. Oh, I already screwed it up. Slide this in first, then slide this in, so it gets on like that, right? This is why I gotta make a video of it. All right, now that you have that done, you can orientate this appropriately. I find it easy to get everything lined up by having the finger down here when you get this cylinder back on. Oh, come on. So we slide that on there like that, and that goes down like that. Bring that screw out so it's flush with the cylinder here. I gotta slide this down. I gotta make sure that's the tricky part. There it goes. Okay, so now that we have the finger down here, your screws should be flush, but that'll be all right. I like taking this and just pushing it up against the barrel. That's gonna make it easier to line everything up. Now you're gonna have spring tension, but see how that spring tension, so you're gonna want to push down like that, and then just ever so slightly, just very carefully. Well, it shouldn't take any effort, really. Make sure that's all lined up. I got my finger on this, holding it against the barrel, my middle finger on that. And then just, you're gonna have to kind of vary the index finger, because if you push this, I don't know what that would be called, but the little cylinder inside the tube here, if you push down too much, the screw won't be able to go in because it has that shoulder on it. But if you just vary, you'll feel it. Just vary it a little bit here, and I really am making this seem a lot easier than it is. I've probably had this thing apart 50 times, but yeah. So you'll be able to slide that. And I'm throwing fasteners around here. And then we're going to go ahead and just finger tighten that. And then make sure that this little nub here is in the back. We're going to slide that on top. We're going to put our screw in here on the top. And then we're going to tighten this down first. And you don't have to crank it. You just, bam, just like that. It's really not, you don't have to go crazy. And then go ahead and tighten this up. And this is another one you don't have to go crazy on. Just snug it up. There we go. And these two are really close to each other. One's a 2.5 millimeter and one's a 3/32. I tried matching up the fasteners to only use one of these, but unfortunately these did not come in that that socket head type. So it's really close because that one fits in and this one will not fit in, but I think this one fits in here. Yeah, that one fits in there when you don't drop it, but it will strip that out, so you have to be careful about that. Make sure it is tight up against the frame here. You're gonna have I mean, obviously, I guess if you want to go forward a little bit, I think you might be able to move it forward, but this is the way I designed it, so this is how it works. And then if you want to test it, you can swing the cylinder out like that. You can swing the cylinder out like that, so there is plenty of room. And then just, I mean, make sure everything's lined up and snugged up. Everything should be fairly straight because it's all indexed off of this rod here, and you can only put it in one way. But yeah, that's a quick installation. I really, the most difficult part is getting this screw in and not screwing that up. Dun dun. It's 11:30 at night when I'm doing this, so you'll have to excuse me if my puns are terrible. That's all I can really think of as far as what I can show you. I do have a spare cylinder, a 22 mag cylinder for this. I never installed it, but I assume that it would not be difficult to install. Not exactly sure how to do that. I think you have to unscrew this and then put the next one on, put the other one on, and then go in. But yeah, you don't have to remove it. That's a really nice thing about this one. Unlike the Heritage or the Wrangler ones, you actually have to slide it forward, which you can slide it forward and then swap the cylinders out to clean it or to put the Magnum cylinders in it. But this one you don't have to do that. So this is the installation video. Any questions, comments, gripes, bitches, complaints, comments, feedback for improvements are always welcome. But yeah, that's it. Thanks.